committee vacancies, Pat?
Okay, as of today, we have the following committee vacancies. There's one vacancy on the Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Committee, one vacancy on the Civic Committee, several vacancies on the Cultural Council, 3 vacancies on the Energy Conservation Committee, 1 vacancy on the Historical Commission, 1 vacancy on the Recycling Committee, 7 vacancies on the Robertsfield Master Plan Committee, and 2 vacancies on the Tree Committee. If you're interested in serving on any of these committees, you can find out more about them on the town website and fill out an application either online or at the town manager's office. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, on the committee vacancies, the addition from the last meeting was the 7 on the Robertsfield Master Plan Committee. And as you recall, this was a discussion last meeting. The committee terms expired at the end of the calendar year. The anticipation was at the time that they would have their work completed, and then we reached out and asked by email to the members if they would stay, if they wish to continue for an additional 6 months to finish the work. All the committee members, aside from Bill Askenberg, have notified us that they do not wish to continue to serve in the committee. At this point, the information I have from Steve Yonley in the engineering division is that the draft plan by Katie Enright that was funded through the Community Preservation Committee is available and is going to be shared with Bill later this week. I think the sentiment from that last meeting is no one wants to alter the tree line or do any other modifications to the project from that input. My sense is, and again, I want to discuss this with you, would be to have Steve review that plan with Bill. At this point, my thought would be to go to Community Preservation Committee with Nick Parley, who does our playgrounds, seek the funding to replace the playground equipment at Robertsfield at the current location, no expansion, replace the committee, the equipment. And then the other part that I think has to be out there and talking to Gary and Nick and Steve is the baseball backstops are in pretty rough shape. Would be then to install new backstops at the edge of the property without modifying the tree line. And at this point, much like we did with Varney, at this point, do those fundamentals and then not take any further action unless anything comes forward from the neighborhood with support or otherwise. But so I don't know what the board's thoughts are, if you want to discuss this at a future meeting or where to go. But it is getting, and you'll see in the later discussion this evening, the timelines are pending real quick in terms of getting through community preservation and to town meeting. But I don't think there was, from my understanding, is that there was any opposition to dealing with the playground, particularly at Robertsfield. And again, the concerns that we heard were about expanding the cleared area, and none of those things that I described would address that in terms of those concerns.
Do you have anything to add, Bill?
Sure.
Sure.
Hi, Bill Askenberg, 185 Westford Street. I'd respectfully request that we are able to continue our work on the master plan process if we could. I understand that the timing is an issue. The committee hadn't had a chance to discuss the plan that was put before us on December 5th. That was the first time that the committee had seen it. Since that time, I have had discussions with folks, park users and neighbors and stakeholders about what they would like to see in the master plan. And I think that we can actually finish this project up within a 6-meeting window. I've got a plan to do that. I feel like the plan that was presented at December 5th, on December 5th, did have some issues with it outside of the clearing of the natural parts. Specifically with regards to the playground, and if I get off on a tangent, just stop me. But one of the things that came out of the park user survey was that people wanted to see a larger playground. And I feel like that there's an opportunity to do that within the master plan by addressing the features that were in the plan that was presented on the 5th. I think we can do that. I think we can come up with finish the project that we were assigned to finish, and come back to the plan to the board with a recommendation that is a very volunteer-friendly, specific plan that will draw the community into the project, and hopefully will definitely be more cost-effective than just going to the to the town for money to pay for it. I understand that the closing of the playground is an issue, and I think that will be addressed very early on, and we'll come up with a plan to sort of extend the life as long as we need to get the funds to, or the group together to fundraise for the new playground. And that would be the first priority, I would say, for the committee.
If you think you could come back with some kind of a plan by our next meeting, like in 2 weeks, or is that too quickly?
Well, that's too soon because currently I am the committee.
Well,
I'm the last remaining
I know
member,
you
but
need
there's
to-
other folks that I've spoken to who one is specifically who's applied, and several who have given me an interest to want to join. And I think if I can discuss the action plan that I have to get it wrapped up within 6 meetings, I think it'll be a success.
George?
Dan?
The whole group resigned all at once. That seems unusual.
Well, the terms expired at the end of December. So they technically
didn't-
didn't resign. Didn't technically resign, but none of them wanted to stay on other than Bill. When we asked them, would you stay 6 more months, as Bill said, he's about 6 meetings away from wrapping it up. And aside from Bill, no one else wanted to remain and finish it.
But given what you just said, Paul, too, about the timelines, I mean, even if you could wrap it up in 6 meetings,
Sounds like
that's-
it's a fall project now, if it
Right.
can't be done in spring, because it's just not going to have time.
And would that be viable? I mean, are there concerns that need to be addressed before that
I think
timeline?
we'll just push it off till this fall then. And we
Yeah,
have
I
no choice.
thought
think-
that you told me that it was 2018 it was scheduled
yeah.
to replace. Was that?
Well, so it's going to have to be in that case. If it's a fall project, the fall
Right.
town meeting, it'll have to be 2018. It's just getting to that borderline thing where you don't want to have an unsafe playground.
And there hasn't been a firm date established, to my knowledge, in a public meeting about when that playground would need to be closed.
Right.
I would hope that we could identify if there's specific issues in the playground that are posing safety risks, that we could eliminate those or fix those at least temporarily through volunteer efforts and with the DPW, to extend it just long enough to get the right plan in place. To get, and I think the park deserves this, and the neighborhood deserves, a good plan. We've put a lot of work into it. We've got a lot of good direction and a lot of good feedback, and I think we're close. We need a few more meetings to get it done.
We also need, we just got to get the people.
You gotta get the people, so why don't we wait and see at our next meeting if we've had any
Okay.
Okay.
We have it on the
We have
list.
for applications?
Okay.
Thank you.